Okay, so the casement window, I measured at 34 by 42 roughly. Okay, so I have a United inch of 76 on that window. So I go right here to this first one, and I'm going to put a 1 here. Okay. I also know that that window is a dual color. So I'm going to go right here, the dual color, and I'm going to hit a number 1. Okay. Did all of you do that for that
Yes.
window? Okay.
Yes.
There was no estate hardware, no grills, so I'm done with that. I go down here to this tab to the specialty window, and my equal leg arch was 34 by 12, so that's 46. So I'm going to find the equal leg arch right here. My UI is between 40 and 49. And that first price on specialty windows, that first price is for single or dual color. It's the same price, if you notice that. Okay? So I put a 1 right there by the 1696. And I'm done with my specialty window now. Okay, there's nothing else.
I don't see it on mine. I'm sorry.
I did circle. What's a circle top? Because I assume.
Or it's just a half moon. So the equal leg, it had those little legs before it started to go in the arch.
Okay.
And that's just product knowledge. If you haven't shown specialty windows, then
I don't see it at all.
you don't see what?
I'm on the specialty windows, spec W's, right?
Yep.
Have
So
41.
look right there. So right here, spring line, the third yellow box down.
Spring equal leg arch,
Yeah, equal leg arch.
and that's 41.
It was 46 United inches.
Was it 46 inches? Really?
It was only 12 inches tall. 34 by 12.
So it would 40 to 49 inches,
Right.
right?
Just put it right in there.
So click on that.
Just put up number 1. See right here?
Yeah. Okay.
Got it? Okay. So now I'm going back to the windows. So I'm done with that unit. So the next one in the row was the gliding window. Okay? That was 34 by 27. 35 by 27. So that's, for round numbers, we're at 55, 62 United inches. Okay? So I'm going to go down here to the glider. Right? And I'm going to put in that first row, because that's up to 75. And I'm going to put a 1 right there. It's also a dual color.
I thought it was per frame, and it's like two sash.
That one's just units. So
Bar no.
the glass is per sash. Okay.
Okay.
So I put 1 right there, and then of course I'm going to add for my 1 dual color, because it's a dual color window.
Is it one? Is it 1 or 2? Yeah, it's only 1, isn't
It's
it?
1 unit. It's
Yeah,
asking for units. Okay. So that's where you get tripped up. Some things ask for sashes, some things ask for units. You got to pay attention to what it's asking for in the yellow. So the only other thing I got to do on this window, if you notice, it had estate hardware. It had the upgraded hardware for it. Okay? It was a metal finish on the lock. So you go all the way down here to hardware options. Okay? And the estate hardware lock and keeper, that's what it's called. There's only 1. I put 1 there, 132 bucks, and now I'm done with that window. Okay?
Okay.
Good, Eugene?
Yes.
Okay. So now the next window was the double hung. Single color, white on white, 29 by 42. That's 71 United inches. So I go to the top, the first row, I put a number 1. And I don't need dual color because it's single, it's white on white. And the only other thing this window had was full divided lights. It had the grills, the FDL. So I'm going to go all the way down here really quick to grill options. This is the first one is for double hung and all these different types of windows. And it was the 1 1/8 full divided light. So all the way at the bottom is where I'm going. 1 inch and an eighth FDL, and this is asking for how many sashes there is, not units. So there are 2 sashes in a double hung. So I'm going to put the number 2 right there, and I'm done with that window now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what I have.
And this should blow your mind. Don't worry if it does. You know what I mean? So,
I had
the
a
first
question
time you've seen it.
on that, on the what we just did on the double hung.
Okay.
What did I have a mention of? I had 32 by 44.
So you're measuring the trim.
So that
Were
was.
you measuring it from the outside?
76.
Yeah. So you measured the trim. That's just a measuring mistake. So when you look at these windows, you don't. I mean, when you're in the house, you're not going to be looking at a retrofit window. It's going to be much easier to measure. But the window in here, you know, it has that 2-inch brick mold on the outside of them. That's not
Right.
part of the window frame. That's trim. So I measure inside, from trim to trim,
Inside.
basically.
Yeah.
That's
Josh
the
tried to do a
difference.
little different.
Yeah.
'Cause Josh did the measurements for a couple of those that they're off, but
I mean, he just prefers to
Be
be
safe.
an inch or two
Safe.
longer, just to be safe.
So in that instance, when you're riding the border, then you would price it in the next row down.
I did.
And all that would do is give you a cushion.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
did.
that's
Okay.
all he's looking. That's all we're looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
So that I wouldn't consider that a mistake. Okay. Right now, it's
Josh
just
doesn't make
Thank you.
mistakes, bro.
right now it's just
Yeah.
putting the right numbers in the right boxes. You know, that's all. Knowing where to put it, knowing where to price it is
Right.
really the goal to start learning. So the second one now is the casement double, right? The double casement. I measured that at 36 by 36. So that would be 72.
I got 74.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the only difference. You're going from
I get
trim to
32 by
trim.
35. It's crazy.
I got 36 by
What the heck?
39.
So you're measuring trim. That's all.
Okay.
Because they got some of those windows have 3-inch moldings. You know, I mean that's gonna add.
The double
Wow.
casement. This is a dual casement.
So double casement
Double
right here,
casement.
CD.
It's double casement.
So for me, I'm going to be right here at 72.
Right.
I just put a 1.
And,
And-
74 is in the same area anyway too.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah.
And that one's a single color. So no dual color, but it did have FDLs.
I thought that was double casement.
No, that was the only one that was all white.
That was white on white. Same with the double hung was white on white. So on that one, on the casement double, or was it a dual? I might have made a mistake. Was it dual color or was it single?
I think it was.
Could have been.
Number 5, 74.
Dual casement.
It's two-tone.
It's two-tone.
Two-tone? Okay.
That was
It's
weird.
travertine
Was
and
that
on one
stone
side
some-
and white.
You know, I think I did miss that. So let me go here to casement
How
double.
come you put it under a gliding look? There it is. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add for my dual color.
Double
Okay.
casement. Yeah, CD.
Okay, and now on the grills, this is what I want you to see. Double casement, FDL, 3/4 inch, and 2 sashes, right? So it's a 2 there. Okay, we're done with that one. The next one is the stacked window, where it has an awning window below and a fixed window above. Okay, the fixed window above I have at 71 United inches.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I had 73.
I have it right here, number 1, and then a dual color, right? It's dual color. Put a number 1 right there.
You're under fixed picture window.
Fixed picture window. Okay,
Yep.
and then I have a 50-inch awning window. Okay, so I put a number 1 in the first line of the awning window, and a number 1 for the dual color. There's no hardware upgrades, no grills, so I'm done.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So the last window is that triple casement. Okay, gliding casement picture window. So that one is 116 United inches is what I got.
Hmm.
I put a number 1. And that one is a pine interior, so I don't have to click dual color because I'm clicking pine on the inside. So one pine interior, and it's stained, and it has grills. So I click 1 on the last paint option where it says paint or stain with FDL grills. One of those. And now the only thing I got to do now is go get the FDLs and the True Scenes. And the Estate Hardware. So I go all the way down to the grill option. I'm a 3/4 of an inch FDL, and there's 3 sashes. So I change that
To 5.
to 5 because I'm adding 3. I go to the True Scene with wood veneer, and there are only 2 screens on that window, right? Because only 2 sides open.
Yeah.
So I charge a 2 there. And now I go down to the hardware, and the casement windows have their own section for Estate Hardware, and it's asking for how many. So there's going to be two opening parts. So I got to hit 2 here, not 1.
I can't see.
I can't see what line number was that?
So that's 161
Oh, Estate Hardware.
for casement windows specifically. In awnings.
Single, double, triple casements and awnings, windows, Estate Hardware.
And you're going to put 2 because you actually have
Have
2.
2.
Yep.
What's that for again?
The
Is that
Estate
one-
Hardware, the metal finish hardware. Because that's an upgrade.
That one
Yeah,
window,
I know
the
that.
crank and
Oh, yeah.
all that.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pay. The standard colors are white canvas or stone. If you want a metal finish like oil or bronze, satin nickel, that costs extra. You gotta charge extra for that if they want metal finish. So my price was $24,899. Now I don't have that $195 in here for some reason. That was taken out. So if I add that back in, I'm at $25,094.
I don't have a total.
Mine's 25 by 44.
Okay.
Where's
So it's always better to be more. You know, if anything, you just gave yourself a cushion.
Programs.
Under
oh,
programs at the bottom. 25,194. Yep. So
now we get right now for the sake of it, just leave the permit and
Yeah.
the lead test.
because that'll just
Lead
depend on
test. No.
who you're in front of.
Yeah.
So I don't have. So that's just your first run. You can see it's just figuring out where to put the 1. You know, where to put the 2. You know, and getting familiar with what each one of those lines means and what it represents. Because I don't have much time left, let's look at a few things that we looked at so I can point out to you.